Ever wondered if refinancing your mortgage with a big regional bank is worth the hassle? It's a huge financial decision. The promise is a lower interest rate, smaller monthly payments, and a smoother process with a bank you might already know. But the reality? That's what I'm here to talk about today. I recently went through the process of refinancing my home loan through Regions Bank, and let me tell you, it was a journey with some major speed bumps and a few pleasant surprises. If you're considering an application with Regions or any traditional bank, you need to know what to expect in terms of timeline, paperwork, and communication. Let's start with the good news. The initial quote was excellent. Regions offered a highly competitive interest rate that was significantly better than what other lenders were showing. Their online pre-qualification was fast and painless, which immediately gave me a lot of confidence. It seemed like the perfect way to save thousands over the life of the loan. The first few weeks were great. My loan officer was attentive, quick to respond to emails, and got the ball rolling on the appraisal and initial underwriting. I felt like I was their top priority. Now, let's talk about the reality check, the document tunnel. The moment the file left the loan officer and went into the underwriting department, the communication dropped off a cliff. It was a classic case of document request ping pong. I was asked for the same bank statement, sometimes multiple times, spread out over several days. Each request seemed to come from a different person in the process, the processor, the underwriter, the closer, and each one would stall the timeline. I'm not exaggerating when I say the refinance, which was projected to take 45 days, stretched closer to 70. The constant delay meant I was locking a rate that was about to expire, creating a lot of unnecessary stress. The biggest Regions surprise? The appraisal. The bank ordered the appraisal quickly, which was a positive, but the value came in slightly lower than what I had hoped for. Now, this is not entirely the bank's fault. Appraisals are an independent process. However, the review process seemed slow, and the lack of clarity on how they calculated the final loan-to-value ratio added to the confusion. It required me to jump through an extra hoop to justify the value with a short letter, which again, cost me more time. The closing table. Once we finally made it to closing, things went smoothly. Regions was very transparent with the closing disclosure, and there were no last-minute, sneaky fees. This was a huge win. The lawyer at the closing table was on time, the paperwork was correct, and I finally got my new, lower monthly payment. The final takeaway is this: if you're going to refinance with a large, traditional bank like Regions, be prepared for a competitive rate but a slow, bureaucratic process. My advice? Get everything, and I mean everything, in writing. Over-communicate, upload every financial document you own on day one, and brace yourself for the inevitable 10-day delay. It was ultimately worth it for the savings, but it definitely tested my patience. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.